Hi, good afternoon all. On behalf of Sagicor Cavill School of Business, we would like to welcome you to this session on project management, unlocking value and accelerating your future. My name is Carolyn Atong, and I would be the host of this session this afternoon. Our objective this afternoon is really to provide you with the relevant information on the benefits and the value in pursuing certification in project management. And through that, we will be hosting 2 courses to ready individuals for the PMP exam in October. The final details we will be provided with later on in the session, right? So whether at this point you are interested in working on projects, at this point in time you are working on projects, but you do not have any formal training, we hope that the information we share today will provide you with the impetus to take that next step towards becoming a certified project manager, or for the very least, gathering the necessary skill set to manage your project successfully. This webinar we've put together is really designed to illustrate the importance of project management in today's challenging work environment, to highlight the challenges and opportunities in the field of project management, and to develop a better understanding of how to advance your career in project management. And at the end of it all, I hope we would have provided you with the answer to the question, are you ready to unlock value and accelerate your future with project management? With me today to guide you through that thought process is our panelist, Mr. Eliud Ramukan and Miss Princess Scott, right? Just a short thing, Miss Princess Scott is a strategist and risk management practitioner who has led business initiatives resulting in improved operational efficiencies and process reengineering through the application of project management. Ms. Scott has worked on projects funded by the USAID, OAS, IDB, World Bank, IMF, and has advanced Jamaica's National Identification System project, managing 17 projects, consultancies, and also the Tax Authority ISO 9001 2015 Quality Management System. Mr. Ramukan is a Senior Project Director of Jamaica's Cyber Program at the Ministry of National Security. Mr. Ramukan, who was seconded from Jamaica's Central Bank, is tasked with upgrading the capacity of Jamaica's cybersecurity through cutting-edge technology and international cooperation, fostering a cyber-resilient economy. He also chairs the ministry's Project Portfolio Steering Committee. My 2 panelists are also, of course, qualified project managers, and each carry the PMP certification. So first, I would be asking Mr. Ramukan would be carrying us through a presentation now on the value of project management, unlocking value in today's reality, and speaking about the future-proof project manager.
Thank you so much, Carolyn, and good afternoon to all viewers, participants. We're so happy to know that you have joined. I believe that we have quite a number of persons joining in today. We have 45 persons so far, and I know it's going to be building up as we speak. Today, the theme is unlocking value, accelerating the future. And I'm sure you're here today to see how you can unlock more value that you know you can deliver and accelerate the future with you being a catalyst, a change agent for the future in where you are presently or where you'd like to see yourself later. So we'll be basically looking at what is project management and how to advance your career in project management. And then we'll be looking at 3 topics for a little discussion and additional presentation where your questions are invited to look at what is the true value of project management and how do we unlock value. And there is a 4D reality that I'd like to share as well. And how can you be a future-proof project manager? Because the role of the project manager is evolving. And how is it evolving and why? So first, what is project management? Well, we have to first look at what is a project. So a project, as defined by the Project Management Institute, which is the leading institution that shapes the field, the discipline of project management, they define it as a project is a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product, service, or result. So we know it's temporary. There's a beginning and end. We know it's going to produce something unique, whether it's a physical product, an intangible service or capability, or to improve a result, increasing the literacy rate, increasing the pass rate, or to reduce crime. These are things that projects do. And another unique characteristic of a project is that a project is progressively elaborative. In other words, you don't know everything, what you're supposed to do, where you're supposed to go, who you're supposed to meet, all at the beginning. You have a high level summary view, you know, when you want to start, when you want to probably end, and some key milestones in between. And then as you meet people, as you are able to see what's available to you on this project, where you're going to do it, and so on, you're able to elaborate further in more and more detail. So the unique thing about a project is that projects drive change. Anything that you see that has changed in a very deliberate, concerted way has some kind of project aspect to it. Whether it's done in a very professional way or incidentally or so is another matter, but projects drive change. And for any organization, or even for your life, to move from one state to the next, it's gonna take a project. You've heard of the saying that it's gonna take a miracle. Well, it's gonna take a project. And a project is that series of activities that have never been done before in this way that you're gonna apply, demonstrate, and organize within that organization, within that company, within that area to move them to a future better state. So since we know a project is a temporary endeavor to create a unique product, service, or result, what is project management? Well, project management is defined as application of knowledge, skills, tools, and techniques to meet project requirements. Let's say that again, application of knowledge. You've heard the term knowledge is power. That's not really true. Applied knowledge is power. And project management is powered by the application of a special set of knowledge, skills, tools, and techniques that you'll be able to learn in the course offerings today in order to meet these special, unique project requirements. One primary challenge of project management is this. It's that it's supposed to achieve specific goals and objectives, but constrained by its time or the budget or what exactly can be done within that time and budget. And to get persons interested enough, get their attention turned towards this thing which is new and which is going to maybe change their lives, either positive or negatively, in the short term or long term, and to be able to get persons to contribute to realize these goals, objectives, outcomes, and the benefits thereof. So project managers play the lead role in planning, executing, monitoring, control, and closing out projects. We may have been a part of projects where there were lofty plans, but then it kind of fell sour, just fell in just some kind of abyss, not knowing what happened to it. Well, a project manager is supposed to lead in the planning so that you can execute. And while planning and executing, you're monitoring how things are changing to make sure that things are on track and to ensure that you close the project well. Can you imagine going into a plane and you take off on a plane and you never land? Well, there are only two things that can happen, huh? Either you're going to find a way to jump out of the plane and to do some skydiving and so on, or you're going to end up falling with a plane that has run out of gas. So as a project manager, you're that pilot that helps lead in planning, executing, monitoring, controlling, and closing. And this is expected to be delivered within a specific time, within budget, and of course, keep everyone in the know and happy along the way. So how do you advance your project management career? Now, a competent, experienced project manager doesn't happen by accident. There is certain benefits that a business owner, an organization, senior management expect from a project manager, a competent project manager. A project manager should be able to reduce project expense and to use project expense in a justified way. A project manager should be able to lift the morale of the team, of the organization, to galvanize everyone around a particular vision that the strategy is pointing to, and to deliver the deliverables of this vision in a quicker time to market. A project manager should be able to apply the technology, whether it's techniques or actual, technological software, devices, platforms, whatever it is, by applying that to the business knowledge. So a project manager isn't someone who's just in a cubicle somewhere and then they're thrusted with this task to manage this project. A project manager has to be in the know. A project manager has to gain the respect of executives and to be able to have the air of an executive and the executive level to understand the strategy, how the business works, and how the changes in technology affect the changes in the business models. A project manager should be able to negotiate well. A project manager should be able to communicate well and also to communicate in a very relevant, priority-oriented way. A project manager should have excellent organization skills, have engaging sessions to get persons to talk and to share both the good, bad, and ugly. A project manager, knowing that there will be persons who will be resisting the change and persons who are unsure, persons who are trying to sabotage, should approach things in a very diplomatic way, not trying to cause any war here. And of course, a project manager should seek to manage the schedule well. So there are lots of things that a project manager is expected to do, and that companies are looking towards project managers to deliver the next experience, the next product, the next wow for the organization to more than survive, to thrive. Lots of studies show that high-performing organizations have more project personnel. In other words, the organizations that really perform very well, compete very well, when you look inside, when you open up the hood of the organization, you see that there's some kind of conscious arrangement of projects. In other words, projects are not just happening ad hoc. There's some kind of centralized organization. We normally call it a project management office, or department, a projects office, or a resource center for project managers or change agents, change makers who want to do something new, so that whenever there is a problem, whenever there are challenges in the organization, persons are able to organize themselves in a quick way in order to deliver value. So the surveys have shown, done by the PMI, KPMG, and also PwC, PricewaterhouseCoopers, and they've all agreed that about 90% of high-performing organizations include a project manager on what they're doing. That says a lot, doesn't it? So what we're saying is that project management is indispensable to successful businesses. Business owners need project managers, better they need project leaders, because they're looking to you to shape the right vision, to carry the vision, to shape the right skill sets within your team, and to carry that team forward, to have the right know-how to face the biggest challenges in today's complex, fast-changing environment. The project management profession is consistently one that is in most demand. Watch this statistic from PMI's Closing the Gap survey where they look at the talent and the pool of project-oriented jobs, those that are retiring and those that are coming in, and they're able to define that there is a gap. It says, in today's fast-paced, deadline-driven world, project managers are in high demand. You heard that right? Project managers are in high demand. There will be 2.2 million new project management jobs available by 2027, averaging 88 million total jobs in the field. So to help manage this increasing need, 71% of global organizations now have a project management office. That's up 15% over the past 5 years. And the job outlook of professionals with project management skills is increasing. So that's why it's important that you choose a project management certification that is right for you, one that will take you to the next level and accelerate your future. And the PMI, that's a Project Management Institute, and we have with us Princess Scott, who is a board member of the Project Management Institute Jamaica chapter. PMI provides a number of certifications tailored to the future you, to unlock the value that you know you can bring. The three that we will focus on and that the course offerings will help you along the path to are the Certified Associate in Project Management. That's an entry-level project management certification. You don't have to have any project management experience, but this certification affirms that you're committed to the project management profession and that you want to be able to apply what you would have learned through your journey to become a CAPM to projects that you are included on. Then you have the Agile Certified Practitioner, the ACP, or the PMI ACP. So if you work on Agile teams, if you work in an organization where it's very fast-paced, so within 3 months, every quarter, there's a new priority, there are new things to be done, and you are expected to deliver with yourself and the team, an Agile Certified Practitioner credential will help you to understand the methodologies, approaches, the really novel practices that as a team, you're able to better cope and achieve results time and time again, on budget, within scope. And there is a project management professional credential. This is more geared towards persons who have had some experience in project management, normally about 36 months, 3 years. And if you're looking to validate the competencies that you know have helped you to deliver projects and that you know will take you forward, then the project management professional credential is for you. And guess what? The Sagicor Cave Hill School of Business and Management is offering the Contemporary Project Management course in April to help you get there. And also there is an advanced course that will be first offered in October, coming soon, that will help you to attain the PMP and PMI ACP credentials. So even if you're breaking into the project management field, we're right here with you. If you want to advance your project management career, we're right there with you to ensure that you become internationally certified. So are you ready to unlock value and accelerate your future? Well, with the Contemporary Project Management course, which is 36 hours, and it'll be running on a Tuesday to Thursday stream starting April 26, will allow you to be able to have the requisite training to attain the CAPM certification. That's a certification that doesn't require you to have any project management experience. The cost here, 1,300 Barbados, 650 US. And it will take you through the latest edition of the PMBOK, that's version 7, and the various tools and practices as included in the PMI Standards Plus platform. There's another similar course that will be had in June, starting June 20. So if you miss the April one, there is a June course as well, which will take you through the fundamentals of project management. And then coming up in October, October 18, there will be the Contemporary Project Management course Advanced. And this is geared towards persons who have at least 3 years project management experience or close to that, so that as you learn the advanced concepts in project management, which will take you through agile concepts, there's adaptive principles and predictive principles, it will prepare you to take the PMP or the PMI ACP exam. That one course prepares you for 2 credentials. So you're talking about unlocking value. Well, these courses are here to unlock value and to accelerate your future.
Thanks, Eliud. I have a question here in the chat. Someone wanted to know if it includes the material, the PMBOK 7th edition, if the cost of the course includes that.
All right, good question. So all materials that you'll need to pass the exams, CAPM exam, the PMP ACP exam, will be provided to you as a part of the overall course package. What we do encourage, because PMI has gone digital, what we do encourage is that along the way, you become a member of PMI, and we have Princess Scott here to be able to share what that membership is about, where you have access to a full library of the practice guides and everything that will help you to take you to your exam day. So for the course, for the training, all training materials are provided. The slides are taken from all the content from the various project management guides and instructions, and you will have an abundance of information to be able to study and to pass the exam. So a hard copy will not be provided. You'll receive the slides, which will include all that you need to know, PMI digital material, which is available to you. To get access to the PMBOK version 7, that edition, and also the Agile Practice Guide, it requires membership, and more details will be provided on that later.
And I guess one other question, do we have a time right now for the classes? What time the classes will be?
Yes. So it will be evening classes at 6 o'clock to 9, 3 hours.
Okay, so some persons are asking about the whole PMI certification, the differences. I think we can wait until Princess walks us through the whole benefit of PMI, and hopefully that will answer some of the questions. I don't want to preempt Princess's session. So for the persons who are asking about your experience, how is it applicable when you're doing the program, Ms. Scott is going to guide us through the whole PMI process. So if you still have a question after that, we would respond to it, right? Eliud, is there anything else?
Right. Well, I think it's a very good question that has been posted. Princess, would you like to share anything on that in terms of the different credentials?
Yes.
Please go right ahead. If not, I'll add after Princess.
Okay, good. I was going to, so Princess, if you can, I know you see any questions. It's really about the benefits of doing the PMI certification over that of a APM certification and the contact hours required for the advanced course.
All right, great. Are we going to take that now or at the end of Eliud's presentation?
I'm okay if you'd like to just share,
Yeah.
And I'll continue.
All right, not a problem. All right, thank you so very much. Princess Scott again, representing the Project Management Institute Jamaica chapter. Certainly for this forum, it's a privilege certainly to be here with Eliud and the UWI Cave Hill location. Project management certainly adds value in every facet of your life, and there are various different certifications. The CAPM one that was mentioned, which is the pretty much like the junior eligibility to get into the field of project management. What is interesting to note is that the Project Management Institute recently waived the 35 required hours for eligibility to be able to sign up for this certification. So this is really your entry level. You're not really sure if this is where you want to be. You want to get your feet wet. So you do the CAPM certification, pretty much. The eligibility requirements are just a secondary diploma, which is your high school diploma, just to get into that space. And certainly some of those minimal project contact hours is there, and we will share, it's pretty much in the slides as well. So that will also be shared with you. Elliot had mentioned about certainly the Agile certification for professionals. And that certainly is one that speaks about the agility, being very nimble and getting into the space where persons now would have a secondary degree to support the requirements there. You can also have your project hours being about 1,500 project hours, and that's agile related project hours to get into that space, with about general project experience being about 2,000 hours. What is interesting, don't get intimidated with the details. There's the Jamaica chapter, we have like a spreadsheet of sorts that will assist you in just documenting the required experience and hours and guiding you through even the application process. And when we talk about what we call the gold standard certification, that is the PMP. Certainly persons would have certification. Again, your 5 years of experience that would give you the required criteria to be able to apply for this certification. And 35 hours of direct project management education, as well as what is critical to get you into that space. And so this is where I'll pause at this time, but certainly the value of these credentials and getting into the space of project management is indispensable. And so Elliot, we turn back over to you to just give us more details and nuggets as we.
Thank you so much, Princess. I like how it's flowing. As you ask questions, we want to be able to answer them, and you're going to be wowed by how much information is coming at you. And yes, the Agile certification gears towards you becoming an Agile expert, while the PMP is more rounded in terms of helping you to be an executive project manager. And there's lots of information that PMI has on the PMI.org website that I'd invite you to also log on and check out. So what jobs need project management skills? Well, believe it or not, most jobs today require some level of project management, whether project management exposure, training, or certification. Go to the job section, the job vacancy section of your newspaper, or go on monster.com or LinkedIn or any other career website and look at the details of any job. Right here on the screen, you're seeing the 25 most common jobs there are in the world. So this isn't project management oriented. I'll show you the project management specific jobs, but just regular jobs. Look at them. Do you think that a cashier needs project management exposure? Or say that a cashier doesn't. Would having project management skills help that cashier to grow in his or her job? What about a truck driver? That's number 22. What if a truck driver took this course or was exposed to project management tools, techniques, and were able to apply these principles to their truck driving? What do you think would happen to them? Do you think there is value? What about someone who is a line supervisor, someone who's supervising an area? Would project management help them? Well, the answer is an absolute yes. The electrician can projectize his work. Each customer, each account is like a project, and electrician is better able to manage the changes in scope, the complexities of the different jobs, and make those jobs projects, and to do them so well, so professional, that that electrician will be one that will be sought after. If it is a truck driver, the truck driver only has one truck, well, the truck driver can now see each truck that he wants to purchase in the future as a project that serves many clients. And he sees that truck as one that serves not just location he's in or the route he normally traverses, but now he can see a bigger picture of himself, herself in the field of transportation, utilizing project management skills. What about a lawyer? Well, each case a lawyer has to manage is like a project. And with good project management skills, that lawyer can be an even more effective lawyer in what he does, being able to manage other lawyers, junior lawyers, and be able to deliver on time. And boy, legal cases can go on for quite a while. So we need some of that in there. So even regular jobs, whatever walk in life you come from, project management skills will up your game. Now, there are some special titles in project management, meaning jobs that are what we consider project-oriented roles, that you may be asking, by taking this course, what can I see myself become? Or if I am a project officer now, what other areas can I grow in that having been exposed to this webinar and to the course offerings that I'll be able to attain? Well, with project management skills, you have a distinct advantage to be a chief project officer. You can be in the area of strategy, product management, program management, project coordinator, communications specialist coordinator, monitoring and evaluation officer. If you're a software engineer, you can manage other software engineers and the projects thereof. A business analyst. If you're more focused on quality, a quality manager, quality assurance specialist, organization development specialist, and knowledge management coordinator. There's so many jobs. And when you look at the newspaper and you look at the different jobs, you notice they say project management skills, project management skills will be an asset. Or they'll say project training required, or you should be a certified project, should be certified in project management. You see those things. Or you may see things like procurement management, risk management, communications management, quality management. All of those things are project oriented in some way that you apply to the project in order to get great results. So there's a distinct advantage when you have project management skills. So many project managers choose to follow training with certification. So there's April training, there's a June training, and we're preparing you to be certified. And by being certified, and this comes from PMI certification salary survey, it shows that by being certified, by being a certified project professional with a PMP in particular, but this goes for the other certifications as well. But just looking at PMP, your salary will be expected to be increased by on average 25%, just by having that PMP credential. And I found that to be true. When I got my PMP, and I'll be sharing more about my journey shortly, I didn't just get my PMP, I became a part of the chapter. I became a part of the professional network. I became a part of PMI. So when they heard I became a PMP and I was at the chapter meeting and they said all new PMPs rise and so on, someone called me right after the meeting and said, hey, we have a job for you. We have this surveying job. There are two companies that are going to be merged, two government companies, because the government is trying to rationalize, lessen the number of government agencies there are. They're trying to merge some. And there's a survey that needs to be done. And I hear that you've done surveys, but now I hear you're a PMP. So I know you can manage complex stuff. Well, here you go. And right then and there, I earned 4,000 US just for that one gig, that one job, just because I was a PMP. And from there, it has been a cascading floodgate of opportunities because of this globally recognized international certification. So the most efficient route to land a high-paying job in any of these specialized roles that I'm about to go through is generally best locked into through formal training, formal project management training. So a project manager earns about, this is in US dollars, 74,000 US dollars. A junior project designer, 55,000. Project coordinator, 50,000 per year in US. A director of project management, 180,000 per year. The PMI survey showed. Program manager, 125,000 per year. portfolio manager, 138,000 per year. So guys, we're talking about real stuff here. This will improve your lives. This will improve the many options that you will have for yourself, for your family, and for the career that you really want to shine in. So how do you advance through to this kind of project management career? Well, by getting formally certified through the Sagicor Cave Hill School of Business and Management, you'll be demonstrating to your current employer and your future employers, because yeah, people are going to be calling your name, that you are a lifelong learner, that you are an intrapreneur, one that seeks to innovate within the resources that are given by the entrepreneur that you serve, that you are a change maker, a change agent. You're not here for the mundane. You're here to build momentum of change that will impact lives. By getting a credential, by being trained in project management, you're saying that you are a strategic implementation professional. One thing about the Caribbean is that we have a lot of projects, a lot of government projects and so on, with fancy acronyms and that sort of thing. But are they seen through to the end, to the close, or do they kind of fall short and then fizz out? Well, we generally are noted, and the IMF noted this recently in the case of Jamaica and other IMF member countries in the Caribbean, that there's a strong implementation deficit. And that's why the World Bank has been giving grants to various countries, including the Caribbean. Jamaica was a beneficiary in 2018 to train the public sector in project management, because that will ensure that the projects that will lead to economic growth and development will be seen through in a very professional way and to get the results that are needed. And being project management trained is a signal to your company that you are not just an employee, you're not just a worker, you're now a strategic partner where you want to understand how the organization works and how you can contribute. So any change in the normal way of doing business creates a need for project managers, because projects drive change. And because change requires a project or an initiative, it needs professional implementers like you to be trained, to be exposed to the skills, the tools and techniques and the principles to be able to deliver. So as if project managers weren't already high in demand, they have been for quite a long while. The disruption in this whole COVID pandemic that we've experienced 2 years have even underscored the reason why there needs to be greater and greater resources that are spent on project management training, and for those to benefit from project management training to deliver results. Organizations are break their necks at lightning speed to innovate, to compete, and to meet the changing preferences and needs of their customers. And how do you do this? Well, they need to rely on people who have the knowledge, the agility, and the practical skills to take their company to the next level. And who are those people? Project managers. So project management has become a crucial practice in today's fast-paced, results-oriented workplace. And organizations across industries are relying on project managers to keep processes on track, to ensure teams work together cohesively, and to, most importantly, drive projects to be successful, drive projects to completion. So let me prick your brain for a little bit. What would your project team need in order to reach the top of this hill? So you see this very intimidating hill there? You are tasked to motivate your team to be able to go up this hill and come back down safely. What would you need? Tell me in the chat, what things would you need to know? What things would you need to have? What things are important for you and your team to get up that hill? And it may be a very dangerous hill, right? There may be dead bones along the way, we don't know, right? What things do you think you would need? Come on, project managers.
Would you care to hear some as well? If people feel that in a way, they can raise their hands and, you know, contribute.
Sure, sure, absolutely. Kim Clark says, teamwork, communication, a plan, strong leadership. Oida, Michelle says, a plan, assessment of risk. Very good. Anyone else? All right, we're onto something really good. Motivation, yes. Well, looking at these guys in the chair here, it definitely needs to be motivated, huh? Michelle says time, right? Good. Motivation by sharing a vision, very good. Kim Clark. Michelle, knowledge of best practices, milestones. Yes, very important. Because along the way, I mean, Jamaica has a lot of hills. We have 2 mountain hills, for example. And along the way, you're going to get tired. You're going to be asking, are we there yet? And you're still not there. So you need to know what are the milestones along the way to look out for. Communication, Camille. Shared vision, lessons learned from the past. What, Juliet? Very good. Risk assessment, Mario. Wonderful. So we could go on, and you're all on the right track. Training, purpose, communication techniques, knowing the terrain, food, the gears to go up there, the clothes, the schedule, the budget, the route, the weather, and the changes in the weather, and what you need to wear to be able to not get wet and to not slide. And emergency kit, just in case someone gets sick. Rescue responses, do you have those premeditated? Persons in the chat, they're saying leadership, self-interest. That's interesting, Rochelle. And resource management. We chuckle, but it's important. I mean, what do they say on the plane? If there's emergency, you need to put the mask over yourself, then you can help the other person, right? But of course, not just purely self-interest, enlighten the self-interest. Resource management, vision, Natalie, Beatrice, Sage, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. But guess what? What separates a good project manager from, what separates a great project manager from a good project manager? Jim Collins wrote the book From Good to Great. Well, for project management, and this is a part of the training that you'll be exposed to, there are 2 important things that you should know as a project manager, that among these things that we have shared and listed are crucial for you to succeed as a project manager and your team. And it's hidden in the word HIL. HI for historical information and LL for lessons learned. So I'm just giving you a taste of what the course is about here. The course will show you what historical information is about, which are the various kinds of information that you can gather from past projects about how long the journey would be on this hill, or what's the weather like at different times of the year, what's the best time to travel up this hill, information on who has died along the way, and what was the situation there, risk information, information in terms of quality, the quality gears to use and so on. All those are historical information, which are basically statistics on past projects that you can use for your project. LL in HIL means lessons learned. And by utilizing historical information and lessons learned, you will be able to take advantage of all that information that will separate efficient project managers from the effective ones. Effective project managers utilize historical information and lessons learned. So it's more than just willpower to get up that hill. You need hill power. When you go up that hill, you need torque. You need to be able to have that additional gears to be able to go up that hill. Yeah, there's some mental gears that you need as a project manager. And the Contemporary Project Management course will help you with that. So a trained project manager knows the importance of historical information and lessons learned, that hill factor, to be hill powered, to be able to achieve extraordinary results. So HIL means historical information, lessons learned. Historical information speaks to quantitative facts about how you can improve estimates on the schedule, cost, quality, and risk. And by relying on those that have gone before you in terms of lessons learned and historical information, you are demonstrating commitment to prevent repeating the same mistakes. And on the same token, promote best practices towards project management excellence. By sharing lessons learned, it helps your project team to not repeat the same mistakes, allows you to take advantage of organizational best practices, and it improves future projects. It helps you to unlock value. The HIL helps you to unlock value, historical information and lessons learned. So I ask you, are you ready to go for the hilltop? Are you ready to go for the hilltop? Let me see a yes, because the Contemporary Project Management course is gonna take you to that hilltop. Are you ready to unlock value? Are you ready to accelerate your future with project management? I really hope you are, because with the tools, techniques, the knowledge areas, the process groups, and all the great things you're going to be learning in the course, you'll be able to go up that hill with your team successfully and to be able to tell the story after, which is also very important. So if you're just joining, you may be asking, what are your next steps? If you're breaking into the field of project management, or if you want to advance further in your career in project management, we have 2 courses coming up. One in April, which is a Contemporary Project Management course, which is like the introductory course, and advanced course later in October. And if you're joining in just the past few minutes, the cost for the Contemporary Project Management course is $650 US, and for the advanced course is $600. The Contemporary Project Management course sets you up to pass the CAPM exam, and the advanced course sets you up to pass the PMP ACP exam. The Contemporary Project Management course, which is an introductory course, does not require any project management experience for you to attain the CAPM, but for the advanced course, you should have close to 3 years of project management experience so that you can be eligible for the certifications that are attached to that. So, what we want to remind you of is that the demand for skilled project managers are expected to soar in the coming decade. And we want you to be a part of that wave. And to understand the importance of this, we have to appreciate the value of project management, to understand how we can unlock value within yourself and for your employer, and also how you become a future-proof project manager. So let's open up for discussion. What is the value of project management to you? Do you have anything to share? What is the value of project management to you? And Princess, I'm sure that project management has been very, very important in your role, your job, and just in terms of people that you've seen who have been project management trained. Would like to share with us, Princess, the value of project management?
Absolutely. Just to add, thanks so much, Elliot. Excellent presentation so far.
Yes, thank you, Elliot.
Absolutely. And just to add, based on my substantive role, I also carry a strategy responsibility working with the government of Jamaica, where we're looking at, getting the revenues in for the country. Distinct and different from my volunteer support that I give on the Project Management Institute Jamaica chapter, volunteering and also sitting on the board. But value generally for me is realized certainly not just when we see the output of the project being delivered, but value now goes in what we call above the 30,000 feet altitude. So you're looking outside of what the project would have delivered, outside now of how it complements even to the business, and how you actually get that project success and those sustainability being carried throughout the business. So before, when we spoke about value, usually when we use this terminology, we may have heard the term, the triple constraints, where we know it, project supports must be executed through, managing your scope, your schedule, and your cost and your quality. The new dispensation for where we are with the change in the operating environment and the emergent space is that projects go beyond that at a higher altitude, and it gives now that push now to ensure that we're looking at the benefits that projects, programs, portfolios support, and certainly sustainability for businesses as well. So we have a lot of what we call value maximization that is going to be birthed out from persons who join and be a part of this discipline. Why? Because it pushes you to now look at the results, the intended changes, improvements, higher productivity, for example, that is expected for that business. And so in my very simple words about the benefits of the value of project management, certainly. It's indispensable for your entire life. That's the first thing I would certainly say. And so I would certainly implore any person here who wants to, maximize their abilities, maximize their adding their quotient, I would say, to the global thrust for change. Be a part of this process. Be a part of jumping on to the UWI Cave Hill project course, because certainly you can't lose. Adding value for organizations at the strategic level, driving change one project at a time.
A good response there, Princess. And actually, I really like what you said about adding value and sustainability, because I think too many times when we speak about project, we look at what were the set objectives, but we don't go beyond that. So a lot of the times we are given that the project is supposed to do 1, 2, 3, but we don't go beyond what is the added value. And particularly when we're speaking about the social projects, which have social impact, that we need to go beyond that deadline. We need to go beyond what in 3 months' time, is it sustainable still? Is the added value to the communities or whoever the impact has been on, is it still there? So excellent. And I so agree with you that it's just so much more now than the triple constraint, and the quality is much more about sustainability. I just want to ask a question here, because somebody just re-asked the question and I don't want them to feel that we are ignoring them. I don't know, Princess, if you can answer that question.
I could take this one.
Go ahead.
And of course, Princess can add. So the participant is asking essentially, how should he weigh the difference between the PMI ACP and what is now the new PMP exam? So the PMP exam has changed since last year, January. So I'm just going to share a few points, because I'm sure the question being asked, other persons have that on their mind. So broadly, both exams have similar agile foundations, meaning the new PMP exam and the PMI ACP. That's one of the reasons why the advanced course helps you to prepare for both. So though they have similar agile foundations, they cater to 2 distinct project management career segments. There's an executive project management leader, future state, and there's the expert project, agile project manager, agile practitioner, or expert agile master kind of future state. And depending on your career, the career path, one will actually help you to be in a great advantage than another one. Companies that are applying a lot of technology, fast digital adoption rate, have been valuing the Agile Practitioner certification a lot more, okay? And I'll just share with you this graph here. This is the adoption curve of the PMP and the ACP. So the PMP has been around for a very long time. It is the gold standard. So using this marketing adoption curve, you can see that the PMP has gone through the motion of being accepted by the market. Majority of persons, when they think about project management and project management certification, they think about the PMP. The ACP is more recent. However, the ACP is the fastest growing credential. It doubled in the last 2 years in terms of the number of persons. Right now, there are 40,000 ACP practitioners, agile practitioners, and it has grown to 48,000 over the past year. And therefore it's continuing to grow fast. So this is a fast growing credential where we want you to take advantage. So both are distinct, but they share the project management foundations and some of the agile foundations in terms of the agile principles. But here are some distinctions. I want to answer your question straight up. So the Agile exam has 120 questions in 1 hour, so it's like a blitz exam, but the PMP exam is 180 questions in 4 hours. The Agile exam, if you're not a PMI member, is $495 US, while for the PMP, it's $555 US, if you're not a member of PMI. Now, I support you to become a member of PMI, and I know Princess would underscore this because you will have huge savings. Imagine, by just paying about $130 US, you'll be able to save 155 US for your PMP exam. You've basically paid yourself by just becoming a member, right? The ACP, you'll be able to save, what's it, $60 US by becoming a member. So if you become a member just for 1 year, just by paying 129 US dollars or thereabout, you are saving in total, if you're doing both PMP and ACP, you're saving $155 plus $60. All right, so that is lots of savings. In terms of the work experience for the ACP, it's 2,000 hours roughly of agile related work experience. The PMP, it's 4,500 hours, or they're now really looking at 36 years, I'm sorry, 36 months, 3 years of project management experience. Both of them, when you get this credential, you have the credential for 3 years. It's renewable every 3 years. And during those 3 years, you should be updating yourself through webinars like these and so on, so that you can accumulate what we call 60 hours of professional development. We call them professional development units. So I hope that helps to answer your question, Juliet, as to the distinctions between the two exams.
Okay, good. Right, thanks, Elid. So you can continue with the discussion points and we can move on, yeah.
For sure. Well, in terms of the value of project management, I'd like to share my story. The value of my project management journey, that's how I entitled the slide. And the value of my project management journey has really been because of 3 main things. I received project management training, and then I passed the PMP exam, and I attended PMI chapter meetings, which opened me to other professionals that opened up opportunities for me. So this is basically my life, professional life. Summer intern, then I became a project officer, an economist, and then a head of department in data management, and then I became a project manager. But guess what? I have been applying project management skills, practices throughout everything, even if the title did not have project manager to it. As a matter of fact, I'll say, because of applying the skill sets of project management, I was able to be promoted. I was able to stand out from the crowd. So my substantive post is at the Central Bank, the Bank of Jamaica, like the Federal Reserve, the Jamaican version of it, or like the Central Bank of Barbados, right? So the floor that I was on as a summer intern and as an economist is basically filled with economists. Nobody called a project manager, but I took the PMP exam, right? I got trained to the PMP exam. And instead of being just relegated to the mundane, conducting surveys, doing analysis and preparing reports every month, every quarter, and so on, it opened up my eyes to the many opportunities that the senior executive management needed persons who have the skill sets to be able to drive that change. So instead of staying in what I call the pendulum of the mundane, I was able to now see how I can contribute to a progression of projects. So when I became a summer intern at the Bank of Jamaica, I was given a stack of paper, printouts, you know, those big printout paper that has the holes at the side. And I was just asked for the entire summer to enter in all this information into an Excel sheet, data entry. I said, no, this can't be it. This can't be it. There must be more. But I realized that everybody else was doing it. But because of an awareness of projects, this was before I got a PMP or anything like that, but just knowing that projects, life is a project and we should approach things in a projectized way. I said, if I'm going to be contributing as a summer intern, I need to be able to make a difference. And that's what it is to be a project manager or to be project oriented in your thinking. You want to make a difference. So in addition to typing in the data, so yes, I had to do that. I looked at different kinds of softwares and different kinds of things that I could do as a prototype. And I made a proposal at the end of my summer internship that the bank should get this software. Now, I stated the price. I even stated myself as a consultant. Well, they rejected me. But a lot of things happened while I was away, continuing my studies, but I heard that they did actually buy the software that I thought could help increase the efficiency of data entry and analysis and so on. So when I returned back to the bank as a project officer, they asked me to take on a survey. And in order to be efficient, I didn't want to do it the regular way of just giving people paper and let them write the stuff and then to compile it with all this paper. I managed a team to say, hey guys, we can do better than this. Let's try to create a survey software. And we did that as a project. It was not asked, but we said that, you know what? We're not just interested in this output of the survey. We're interested in the outcome, where when we build something to last, other surveys, whether it is the topic that I'm dealing with in this survey or other topics, can benefit from it. And with that invention, persons started calling my team to do other surveys for communications, for finances, and so forth, because of a project. When I passed the PMP exam, I shared with you that I got a call to do a survey that was outside of the bank. And I did it, and they were wowed by it. And it led to even more projects that came my way while still working at the Bank of Jamaica. So what I'm saying is that unlocking value, I experienced that in my life by being trained in project management and pursuing the PMP credential. And by being a part of the PMI chapter meetings, I was exposed to a network of project management professionals that were able to mentor me and shape me in the right direction. So much so that the current job that I am now in, I'm seconded to the Ministry of National Security to manage their national cybersecurity infrastructure project. I was called in by a different ministry that I'm not a part of. They heard about the projects I've worked on. They didn't hear about my regular day job. They heard about the other things that I worked on as projects. And they said, wow, if you're a PMP and you're able to do so many things and deliver results excellently, then I want you to be the reliable person to lead this national cybersecurity project. And I got the job, and I'm able to keep my old job, right? So when I'm finished with this project, I go back to the Bank of Jamaica. So what I'm saying is that once you are trained in project management, value that have been untapped for such a long while will be out there. People see that you can do so much more for the company. They'll call you up, they'll ask you questions, and you too will have the initiative to ask the questions that are outside of your job description because you're interested in the business, you're interested in driving strategy, you're interested in the organization succeeding. You are a project manager. You are a strategic partner that senior management, that the owners can rely on to deliver value time and time again. And so with that kind of testimony, since it's testimony hour, what two words could summarize the value of project management? Well, there are two F's of project management. And I want you to guess or suggest what these two F's are. There are two important F's that make project management so unique. Or there are two F's that help you to manage projects very well. Can you suggest some F's? Let me see some suggestions in the chat. What are some important F's? I'm looking for two words here, guys, that are very important in project management. Deidre says framework. Very good. Wonderful. Flexibility. Demisha. Come on, let's keep it going. Let's keep it rolling. Focus. Feedback. Yes, I want to hear the F words. Yes. The good F words. So far, they're all good. Right? Feedback. Wonderful. So we have framework, flexibility, finisher. I missed that one, Michelle. Caroline said focus. Oida said feedback. Thank you, Deidre, Demisha, Michelle, Caroline, Oida. So there are lots of F's, but here are the two F's I want you to remember when you think about the value that project management brings. Are you ready? They are efficiency and effectiveness. This is a value that projects bring to the organization. This is what, when you're trained in project management, you will bring to your organization. Yes, Michelle, Yes, Demisha, this is not an English class. This is a project management webinar. Efficiency and effectiveness. So project management is now the most crucial competency for organizations to deliver what? Efficiency and effectiveness, to deliver value efficiently and effectively. Do you believe that? So there's a saying that says, if you want to go fast, efficient, go alone. But if you want to go far, what you need to do? Go together. And a project requires a team to go together. A project requires you to engage your stakeholders for everyone to go together. It's not about finding the shortest route and cross a bridge and make a bridge and cross it. No, it is about ensuring that you share with people the vision, the purpose of going from point A to point B. And even if it takes you in circles to get there, it makes better sense to do so because you have everyone together. So you do the round town calling, you get everyone fired up, you share with persons why this change is important and why we need to go to this new destination so that you can get everyone there. It's not about speed, even though time is important, yes, but it is more important to be effective. So efficiency speaks to how you can meet short-term needs in particular and medium-term, while effectiveness is more medium-term to long-term. Efficiency is normally time-focused, speed-oriented, outputs and deliverables oriented, while effectiveness is focused on impact, benefits, outcomes, satisfaction. Efficiency, generally speaking, is about how can we cut costs. We'll cut costs at any cost, for any reason that will allow us to spend less, let's do it. That may be efficiency for some people, but cheaper is not necessarily better. Effectiveness is about ensuring the quality is fit for purpose. So not the most expensive thing, but ensuring that the quality that we are targeting will help us to deliver benefits for the time period, the horizon that matters most. Efficiency can tend towards a moral hazard of shortcut initiatives. So you may get small wins, but then the majority loses. Being effective means that you're going to include stakeholders. You're going to ensure that everyone has a voice and that you're able to shape the future with everyone's input. So project management is about improving effectiveness of outcomes through interdisciplinary and transdisciplinary approaches. That sounds like a lot, huh? Well, project management is a subset of the discipline of management. Welcome to the Cave-Hill School of Business and Management. Management is a discipline by itself. General management, which you can do at the Cave-Hill School of Business as well, it is multidisciplinary. In other words, it teaches you how to be a general manager, to talk to the accountant, talk to the legal expert, talk to the IT manager, talk to the HR manager. So it's a multidisciplinary. So things are getting complicated. So you're getting general management skills to manage that complicated arena. Project management is more than just being multidisciplinary, more than just talking between the disciplines. Project management is interdisciplinary. In other words, you're understanding the blends between the disciplines and the complexities, the implications, the risks related to those things. So as a project manager, you're able to integrate what people do and to understand the different blends and strengths of blends that are most appropriate for this project to be efficient and effective. And then agile project management, which is a very important skill set in this fast-paced, technology-driven world, allows you to address complex problems, fast-changing requirements in a transdisciplinary way. That's the value of project management. Project management is interdisciplinary, it is transdisciplinary. It is a set of skills that provides you with the leadership skills, allows you to motivate, share the vision, remove roadblocks, and inspire your team to succeed and to achieve more. As a project manager, it ensures that you are the one who's accountable for the project and the project is in good hands. So in the world of project management, you hear the word project management, but another word or term that you hear is project leadership. Because as you can see, project management has a lot to do with change management, guiding people, coaching people, developing people, innovating, sharing the vision, alignment, motivation, challenging the status quo. which is more than just the regular way of managing, which is more efficiency-based, to now leading towards effectiveness, a more long-range vision, and allowing persons to contribute to that final success. So when we talk about the value of project management, technical project management is not enough. So yes, you're going to learn about the techniques about project management. You're going to be learning about these different knowledge areas that are listed here: integration, scope, schedule. You're going to learn about the acronym to remember this: I scoped, schedule, cost, and quality with my resources to communicate risk and procurement to my stakeholders. We're going to learn all of those things. But guess what? Just like this picture here, it doesn't matter how many resources you have. You could have all the knowledge in the world. If you don't know how to use them, if you don't know how to apply the techniques, the skills, and so on, it will never be enough. And that's why, and Princess underscored this as well, that we are beyond the triple constraints: time, scope, and cost. This is important. This is where project management is coming from. You can consider this to be the primary colors of project management. Or what are the primary colors again? Yellow, red, and blue. And then you can blend the different colors together. So this is the red, yellow, and blue of project management, right? But project management has advanced. We're talking about accelerating the future. Well, this is what a future project manager is. We've moved from the triangle that focuses on technical constraints to a triangle that focuses on transformational competencies. So yes, technical project management is important, but you'll also learn in the course leadership skills and strategic and business management awareness skills to be able to be not just an efficient project manager, but 3 key competencies by their powers combined to be a more effective project manager. So project management has now become a strategic competency. If you want to make your boss happy, to drive strategy, to deliver on strategy, it has to be in the form of a project, because projects bring strategy to life. And that is what we mean by the value of projects. So we move to our next segment where we're asking, how do we unlock value? How do we unlock value? And Princess, value is a big word. How should we unlock value? Are there some things that our listeners should take note of to unlock value, since we now know that project management is valuable and is indispensable? Any nuggets of wisdom?
Absolutely, Elliot. Certainly from where I sit, project management and unlocking value speaks about putting innovation, I would say, at the center of how we strategize for improvements for our business, even innovating for your own selves, this course and what it offers to be a better version of yourself. When you step into a workspace, how you being upskilled and you having the competencies to what we call, you've just 10x'd your ability to add and sharpen and impact the global space by just having that accreditation and certification and knowledge to be able to lead and execute and manage projects. And when you're unlocking this value that we keep talking about, there are various different approaches that you can use, and you'll learn that certainly in the course about, a predictive way, which is, you're just using to say, UWI needs a new building. We're going to use a generic way of looking at the requirements and document it. But you move beyond that now to what we call more adaptive practices, which is what Elliot spoke about, which is agile, another certification which says, okay, we can actually put the new building together and have various releases of even a website to complement updates about having this new building for the Cave Hill, for example, or a software solution where you have iterations on different releases throughout, because you have a level of higher uncertainty at that point while trying to execute that project or initiative. Again, project management will also help you in unlocking that value, where you can actually bring both approaches together, which is what we call these developmental approaches. So you can actually do a hybrid approach, which is a combination of saying, okay, how you can bring a project to life and bring an innovation to life and to market using these various approaches. So the digital disruption space, I believe, has driven the world, the globe, to get into this space now of unlocking value, not just at the boardroom level, not just at that 30,000 feet when you're sitting in the helicopter or you're sitting in the airplane and you're looking down on the terrain, but you're now in a space where you can actually see, okay, if I'm going to have social good and social impact, being a part of what it is that we do. I'm hearing an echo as well, right? How it is that project management will help me to have that humanitarian side to also have impact, not just in the boardroom, not just within the organization, but in my personal life and in the community of practice that project management impacts. So again, Elliot, efficiency and effectiveness drives and unlocks part of this value that we're talking about.
Yeah. Princess, you couldn't have said it better. I think, Eliud, yeah, we're hearing a little echo from you, Princess. Go ahead. Right, Eliud, so you wanna, so we looking at the different discussions on unlocking value. I don't know if anybody in the chat want to put their experience, but I 100% agree with what Princess has had to say. And as we said before, it's going beyond the triple constraint. It's really about adding value and seeing how it is we do value add to whatever we are doing, whether it's trickling down through what the project objectives are and the value add there, but also value add within your organization, because a lot of the hats we wear as project managers is not just about completing that project, but it's also about how we build a team, right? We spoke about lessons learned. How do we capture the information when we are doing projects to help the next set of projects that come along the pipeline? So there are a lot of things around project management that indeed speak to value now. You know, it's no longer about that triple constraint, that triangle, but it's really about all the additional things that come with the whole principle of project management and about being an effective project manager that you spoke about as well.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. There's an experience I had with my wife. I wanted to share when we talk about unlocking value. I had no money at one point to buy her a gift, so I was just walking around in the neighborhood, just having a jog and just wondering, what can I give her as a gift? And it was around this time. It was actually in March, like this. And there were some mangoes that were along the avenue. So I picked that mango and wrote on the mango as a gift to her, "Never let your man go," on it. And I gave her. And that was value. I unlocked value in a mango, just like that. And guess what? It didn't cost a thing. And I use that analogy just to share more than just a joke, but the reality of a project manager. A project manager is expected to deliver value. And it first starts by defining the benefits that the stakeholders will tell you what they want and what they need, right? My wife, she loves mangoes. She loves Julie mangoes, especially, right? So I know that for sure. But it's how do you come to the part where actually delivering value and increasing value, unlocking this value? It's about focusing on what the benefits are and ensuring you're able to deliver it in a very cost-effective way. How can you deliver it in a way where you minimize waste, where you mitigate against risks, and you identify these high priority stakeholder needs, benefits, while minimizing both the waste and the risks? By doing that, the equation basically shows that you're able to up the value game in your organization. And yes, Princess, you said it very right. Agility is a very important skill set that the project management discipline focuses on in order to unlock value. Unlocking value requires agility. And To be more agile as a project manager, as we look at how we unlock value, we have to be more aware of the reality that we're in. We're in changing times here, guys. And as a project manager, what brought you to this stage won't allow you, it will be access denied for the future stage that requires you to be updated on the reality that we live in. In other words, we need to have a great awareness of the 4D reality that enables agility. In order, how do we do more things together, better and faster? And agility is measured by speed and one of the F's that we spoke about, effectiveness. And agility is bringing good thinking with a team to action quickly. It's about being relevant and flexible and not just having a plan and just sticking to that plan no matter what, like a train on rails, can't change direction. It's rather always planning and planning in a very adaptive way. So one of the first responsibilities when you look at unlocking value as a leader is to define the reality. And there are 4 Ds that I want you to remember as you think about taking this project management career seriously and taking the course that the KPIL School of Business is offering. We need to wake up to these 4 Ds: digital, diversity, disasters, and disease. When we think about digital, everything requires us to now become more digitized. And COVID has definitely thrusted that on those who were kind of reluctant. Because companies now need more people with a solid project management skill set in order to lead the way and move all the traditional brick and mortar kind of processes and so on into the online realm, into the virtual environment. So the PMI has a survey called the PMI Pulse of the Profession In-Depth Report survey. And they identified 6 digital skill sets that are required for you to up your game to accelerate the future. There are digital science skills and innovative mindset, also known as agile mindset, security and privacy knowledge, legal and regulatory compliance knowledge, ability to make data-driven decisions, collaborative leadership skills. These are the top 6, what they call project delivery skills that are needed in the digital age in order to respond to this reality that organizations now are grappling with digital transformation. If organizations didn't lead the digital transformation themselves, COVID definitely forced them to. So the first D of the 4D digital speaks to how we take advantage of the capabilities that digital offers to fundamentally change the way that we operate in the future to better serve customers. And it takes projects to be able to deliver that kind of digital value. Diversity. Well, I mean, projects are now very virtual, requires a wide circle of stakeholder engagement across various cultures, personalities, competencies, working styles, geographic locations, time zones, communication preferences. All these things add to the dimensions of diversity. And so one thing in project management that we speak a lot about is diversity intelligence. In other words, 2 heads are better than 1, right? Having the team participate in the decisions, participate in the shaping of the planning is the best way to go to be agile and to be more successful in the 4D reality. The next D is disaster. Disaster resilience is a big word that's ringing everywhere because we have not just natural disasters, which climate change speaks a lot about, and the president of Barbados, Prime Minister of Barbados would have spoken a lot about that recently in the COP26 forum that they had. Projects need to consider natural disasters that climate change will affect, cybercrime, yes, disasters like cybercrime attacks, cyber attacks, and so on, financial crises, disasters, economic disasters, geopolitical conflicts, which are happening even right now with Russia and Ukraine, social upheaval, like how there was a Black Lives Matter kind of social upheaval and other kinds of social unrest that will need social projects to be able to answer and address those realities. And lastly, but by no means least, we can all relate to this, diseases is a 4th D. We live in a reality of the post-COVID-19 pandemic. And it's more than just the present health crisis. It is also about the lifestyle diseases, the impact on mental health in this world of uncertainty, this fast-paced environment, and this environment where there's low trust in public institutions. These affect how projects manifest and how projects are able to deliver value. So COVID-19 has revealed that without effective project management, most organizations will fail. And as budding project managers, I want us to redefine what COVID means to you. COVID from now on, from this webinar on, when you take this course and the other course and you become an ACP, PMP, CAPM certified professional, this is what should be leading you. COVID means creating opportunities. There's a C and O in COVID, creating opportunities valiantly, with intentionality and determination. That's what I would like to have for the field of project management, to have that passion where you can create an opportunity for yourself by taking this seminar, this training opportunity, to valiantly, with intentionality. In other words, it's not just by buck-ups. You're doing this with purpose and determination, which requires your commitment in terms of paying for the course, attending the classes, and following through on the credential in order to deliver value that you have within you. And that's why, as a participant in this webinar, we're asking you to take the next step, whether you're breaking into the project management field or whether you're advancing your project management career. We have the course for you, the Contemporary Project Management course, which starts in April, and also the advanced course, which starts in October. Both of them can bring you, either individually or together, to the international level of being recognized as a CAPM certified professional, a project management professional, and or an Agile certified practitioner, all within 12 classes per course for 1,300 Barbados dollars, 1,200 Barbados dollars to be able to unlock value and accelerate the future. So, are you ready to unlock value? Are you ready to accelerate your future? Well, the Cave Hill School of Business and Management is for you to be able to achieve that. So our last discussion point, and thanks for staying for the webinar so far. If you're just joining in, welcome. Our last discussion point is on the future-proof project manager. And the question we want to ask is, what will it take? What is it that takes a future project manager? Sorry, what is it that will make a project manager future-proof in your career? What are some things that are important for a project manager to have, a project manager to do in today's environment, given the realities, to have a future-proof career? Princess, do you have any thoughts from your own journey and your own thoughts on project management and the future of project management?
Absolutely, Elliot. Future-proofing rather is something that I believe you always have to do for maintaining relevance for your own self and for continuity for businesses as a going concern. How do they maintain that competitive edge and that competitive advantage? And so professionals coming into the space of that business to add a quotient of their skills and their knowledge, they also advance those businesses to support what we call the project economy, because projects drive the economy through ideation. And so you add being a part of that by, as we said, upskilling, sharpening, and 10xing your skills through certification, being a part and aligning with the pulse of the profession by becoming a PMP, becoming a CAPM, becoming an Agile certified professional. Certainly as well, just to speak about this quotient that you would add, there's a talent gap now, just to note, when we look across industries globally, whether it be construction, insurance, manufacturing, etc. And so what project management is saying is that it's leading and bridging the gap between the attrition we're seeing for persons who are retiring, which has now created job opportunities, to the demand to grow economies and to grow our workforce. And so just to note that the PMI 2021 recent study has projected that by the year 2030, which we're just 8 years old, there would be a demand for 25 million project professionals to grow these economies in Latin America, Sub-Saharan, etc. So having the skill sets and being a part of the community of practice allows you to even be a thought leader. So you could be a caregiver and you create a project for the kindergarten, or you could be in a corporate setting or a community engagement. Wherever you are, you be a thought leader by applying your skills, engaging the stakeholders, and ensuring that you're delivering results, driving value every step of the way. So for me, that's pretty much how it is that I have actually been applying it, being a part of the community, volunteering, joining and connecting with experts through mentoring and coaching. And even if you're not fully all fair as to what it is, the direction you want to be in terms of a profession, do a job shadowing, do a mentoring with somebody who is in the space and pick their brain and get an appreciation of understanding. And that will leapfrog you literally into where you need to be to level up, to reskill, and to sharpen your skills.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Yeah. What I think, Princess, you could add to that, joining a chapter as well, because that
really... Absolutely. Being a part of the Project Management Institute is certainly where you all connect. It's www.pmijamaica.org. So be a part of that global move. And certainly there are chapters, there are over 300 chapters, just so you're aware, with over 700,000 professionals across the globe. So you can connect, the South region is the Trinidad chapter, where we are in Jamaica certainly is the Jamaica chapter, and there are other spaces to connect. But just to also point, there are resource hubs for persons who want to get their feet wet. Projectmanagement.com, and you can have on-demand webinars, you have live events. There's even job boards where you can actually see job postings, publications. There's a whole knowledge shelf of peer resources. And of course, you can attend monthly chapter meetings, which are free to anyone who wants to just get an appetite of what it is to be a part of this discipline in driving the future forward using the discipline of project management.
Unfortunately, we don't have a chapter in Barbados as yet. We've been trying.
Right. So please feel free to come on over to Jamaica.
We do have in Trinidad and in Jamaica for those who are interested. And I must say they're both very active. I follow them on thing, but very active chapters. And as Princess says, even a lot of them have ever so often technical sessions, even if you have not gotten your PMP or whatever you choose to go, the technical sessions are always really good, and it's for future development as well. So Eliud and Princess, I think this has been such an interesting conversation this afternoon, and I really want to thank you all for your time, for getting everybody. I mean, if people are not excited now about it, I don't know. I mean, you did a wonderful job. I have my PMP and I'm excited. I might just come to your class again. But I think you really made us a really excited about, what the future holds in the whole sense of project management. And it's really engaging with both of you all to see how people could unlock their value, what value they have right now, and how they can unlock that value and really accelerate their future in this field. As a project manager myself, I can tell you it's a very rewarding, very, very rewarding field. The idea is no project is the same. So when you do a project, you always get a sense of doing something new, something exciting. And as we all learned, you have, as a project manager, you have to wear so many hats that it's not only about the as we say, the activities that go to create the end of the project, but it's also about team building. It's about, adding value. It's about, as Princess says, it's about sustainability. So it's a lot of things that go with this field. It's an exciting field, and I encourage you as a project manager myself to take that next step. And as we see, Sagicor Cavill School of Business and Management is offering you just that. We would have posted all along in the chat a survey, and we would encourage you to please, fill out the form so that we can get a sense, get some information from you. And of course, as follow the Sagicor, the School of Business, so that you can also see when the course is coming up so that you can register for the both programs as we identified, so that you can unlock your value and accelerate your future. And with that said, I would really like to thank everybody who stayed the course with us for this presentation. I thought it was an excellent presentation, very informative, and I would really like to say thank you, everybody, and have a great night.
Okay, thank you again. Are there any other questions just before? Anyone else had?
Well, thanks for saying that. Yes. Any other questions? I kind of
yes. There was one question that someone had here. How important is the PMP certification if you have the ACP, the SAFE 5, and Agile Scrum certifications?
Oh, yes,
I mean, those certifications are squarely within the agile practices. The PMP will accelerate your executive track. In other words, for you to be at the executive level of projects, right? So that would be the distinction that taking the PMP would have beyond the wonderful credentials that you would already have, which are geared towards agile. The PMP will give you that kind of rounded strategic executive level view for project management. Another person asked, are there required prerequisites? And the answer is yes, and I'm going to leave that slide on for you. Right. They're here. For the CAPM, 23 contact hours minimum. However, we are providing you with 36 for the CAPM for the introductory course, the contemporary project management course. And for Agile, it is, the CAPM requires no project management experience. For the ACP, is 1,500 hours, 8 months, working with Agile practices, right? And this must have been earned in the last 3 years, it is stated. And generally 2,000 hours working on projects. And you should have at least 21 contact hours. We gave you 36 again in terms of training in Agile through the advanced course. And then lastly, for the PMP, you are required to have 35 hours of project management education. You receive 36 hours in our advanced course, and you must demonstrate 36 months of unique, non-overlapping professional project management experience. And you can look over the past 8 years in your life to accumulate at least 3 years of working on projects. So I hope that answers your question.
I think one note I'd put for persons when you talk about working with projects, don't think it has to be a, professional project. This project could be if you do volunteer work, in your certain organizations and you do projects there, that's fine. But you just document the work you would have done in those cases.
Absolutely. Someone asked, will a copy of the presentation be available? Yes, a copy of the presentation will be. Please ensure that you complete the form that's provided, and through our secretariat, we'll be able to share the pertinent slides.
Okay, I'm just gonna put the form again in the chat because I know it was done a little higher up.
Yes, someone's asking, are course fees due in a lump sum only? I'll ask the program coordinating team to probably weigh on that.
Yes, program fees are due before program begins.
Okay. Thanks, Pamela. Yeah. Are there any other questions for the presenters or just general questions? Okay. Hold on, let me see. Okay, I think we've responded to all the questions so far. So once again, I'd like to thank Iliad and Princess. Thank you so much for this afternoon. And thanks for everybody who signed on, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's through the webinar. We really appreciated your presence and the interaction. So we look forward to hearing from you about your signing up for these programs, and good luck in your future endeavors. Thank you, everyone. Have a good afternoon and enjoy.